Well, I want to start by welcoming you to our first supervising session together, Ryan.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you being here. I want to tell you a little bit about my previous experience first. I got a BSW through the PSU social work program, and then I got my master's of social work. And I'm actually very new to the supervision role, so I'm excited to be sort of learning with you in this supervising process. And do you have any questions about my other previous experience? Can I clarify anything for you?
Maybe that'll come out more organically as we continue on, but for now, nothing really stands out.
Okay, great. So I also wanted to start the session by sort of letting you know kind of what I expect and sort of where my perspective is coming from, so we can be on the same page and have this relationship be as productive as we can have it be. So I see supervision as a time for us to collectively work together on some goals, like we can work on your caseload. I would like to help out with some professional goals that you might have, support you in that, help you work through any personal issues that might be coming up because of your work. While I'm not your therapist, I do want to be able to help you work through stuff that's coming up for you related to your workload. And I see my job is to, it is to evaluate, but it's also to support you and support your job performance. Because I want our clients to have the best possible outcomes, and your support is inherent to those outcomes. So, do you have any questions about that? About what my goals are for supervision?
No, actually, I am looking forward to this whole process, so I'm looking forward to what may unfold.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I am too. The other thing is just for timing. It's really important for us to set up regular appointments. The organization that we work for requires monthly check-ins, so that's what we'll be following. I do want to let you know that I'm also available to talk in between that, though. So if you do have an issue that comes up with the case, as long as we both have time in our schedules to talk about it, I'm open for you to approach me and ask me some questions about that. If you just want a sounding board or bat some ideas around, that's totally fine. Email is generally a good way to get hold of me for that, and then we can set up a time to either talk.
Okay.
So how's that sound?
Actually, how about we meet a little bit more frequently than once a month? Like once every other week?
Yeah,
okay?
That's fine. Based on my schedule, we might need to shorten the times a little bit, but that would be fine if that's something that you feel like would support you better.
Yeah, maybe like a half an hour each session that way.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I do hope that we're able to accomplish all of the goals that we need to, so if you're open to having an hour session once in a while, that might be useful for us.
I'm flexible too. So,
okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Awesome. So you don't have any more questions about these general guidelines? You feel fairly comfortable in knowing up front what the expectation is?
Yeah, and I just that seems to be setting us up really well for general sessions going forward, the structure of it. But in terms of content, I just want to ask if you're comfortable discussing issues of race, sexuality, because that's really integral to my identity, and I find that it does come up in my work often.
Yeah, well, it's interesting you say that, because I was actually going to talk about some of my theoretical perspectives, and that fits in really, really nicely with that. I do come from my background is in systems models, and I as well as some conflict theory. I do work with a feminist lens and framework, and identity and power structures are all a part of that. So as we work together, we will be discussing how power plays in our relationships with our clients, with each other, and then actually within the larger structure of the organization, because that can be an issue.
Yeah.
And certainly, I identify as a white female. I present as heterosexual, even though that's not necessarily the whole truth about me. Obviously, I have some intersectional identities as well, but the lens I have to view the world is as a white woman and part of dominant culture. So also, I make mistakes, and it's fine for you to bring those up to me. I really want to listen to you with an open heart and mind, and I expect people to let me know when I have gone astray as well. I certainly will do the same for you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for making that commitment.
Yeah. I think it's really important for us to discuss that and to have an honest relationship and really look at structural systems that we might be able to change together and support each other in that way. How are we on time?
We are good. I was wondering, so yeah, let's go ahead. Would you like to hear about some of my background and my experience as a supervisee?
Going on with that, do you have some good theories that you've been working from or want to share? And how do you feel like your identity does affect, or how do you think it will affect this relationship?
I can't really anticipate. Let me just start off by giving you a more general sense of what my experience has been so far as a supervisee. So as a supervisee, I started off in the field doing more social justice work. Mm-hmm. And as you might be aware of, a lot of that work is done at the grassroots level. So there's a lot of, for lack of a better word, like scrapping in resources together and just making things work, flying by the seat of our pants. So when I first started out in the field, I didn't really have a good concept of what a formalized supervision would look like, what a structured supervision. So I just reported to a manager, basically. And I worked in that realm for several years and had just progressed in terms of different roles in different organizations. And it's pretty much the same experience in terms of the supervision style or structure of these different smaller organizations.
Can I ask how that worked for you?
Mm-hmm. At times it was really anxiety provoking to not have guidance or not have strong lines of communication between my supervisors and me. And that communication would include things like set expectations, or just other settling differences, that kind of thing. Just wasn't really present in those relationships. So I feel like I got the short end of the stick in a certain way because of that. Mm-hmm. So I did have a lot of negative experiences earlier on as someone just struggling with their identity and how that fits into the work, serving because throughout that experience working in social justice and working more in direct service at homeless shelters, at that point I was really not only just identifying with the work from the background that I have growing up below the poverty line, but also how that fits into how that identity piece fits into my relationships with the people I work with as well. Mm-hmm. So I feel like social work, social justice work, brings in typically a certain type of person who is more understanding or compassionate. But it does continue to come up. So I'd be curious to see if that does or how that might impact your and my work. Mm-hmm. I don't anticipate it being negative by all means. That as it has been in the past, where I was in more toxic, what I would probably say toxic environments. So I feel like we're already off to a good start, and I'm feeling positive and hopeful about you and I being able to be open and direct and discussing not just the identity pieces as it relates to me personally, but also to how it relates to the people that we work with.
Mhm.
ultimately.
Right, and it's certainly my identity plays a role in all of that as well, which is something that we should have an ongoing discussion about. Yeah, I'm really excited that you bring the background of grassroots organizing. I'm excited to learn from that. And I'm also really excited to sort of bring some structure into your development.
Yeah, and that's something that actually does help me feel a little bit more secure in my position or role. So, yeah, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you just recognizing that this isn't going to be a one-time conversation. It will be ongoing, and yeah, so I'm excited for that, definitely.
I am too. Thanks. I think we're okay to cut it.
Yeah, definitely.